everybody. Karen Roby and Dallin Adams here for Tech Republic. Talking today about the future of more sustainable data centers. And Dallin, this is a really interesting concept. I'm going to let you talk about it, what Microsoft did here with this 2-year study and what they found.
Yeah, data centers currently use a lot of resources. I think one estimate I saw in Nature was that data centers currently use about 1% of the world's electricity. So this 2-year experiment that Microsoft just concluded sort of paves the way for the future of more sustainable, potentially more reliable data centers.
This is really interesting because they decided to take it underwater, which is something I think that most people would think, wait, how is this even possible? So just expand on that. How did they come up with this idea, and what was the outcome?
Totally. Yeah, that's one of the key components before. Yeah, it's like, so why put it underwater? And that's the main idea here. It's like, a lot of equipment failures come from, they said, like, I think they keep using the term jostling or bumping from humans that are kind of working with the data center. Also, oxygen is innately corrosive. Temperature fluctuations also lead to equipment failure. Those things were noted in the report. So in general, by putting them sort of in a sealed environment underwater, you can reduce the fluctuations, you can reduce the risk of human jostling, and you can control the internal environment much more intricately than you could on land. Nitrogen internally could also lead to less risks overall.
And so one of the things you were telling me, Dylan, really interesting point about this has to do with the heat exchangers on submarines, how that plays into this too.
Yeah, that was like the second component of this. Data centers use a lot of water to also cool themselves. And there was the idea there, they postulate that, in the long term, these underwater systems they could leverage heat exchange systems similar to those found on submarines to also eliminate that component.
All right, and so finally, Dallin, when people are may not really understand, those of us at home that are streaming or using our computers and phones, whatever, may not even think about or realize the data centers and where they're located. So these potentially being underwater, though, could actually have a benefit, right? That people would in fact notice.
Totally, that was a really cool idea that they touched on in the report, and I researched a little bit. I think there was a UN data says that about 40% of the world's population lives 60 miles from the coast, from the ocean. And so having more data centers located near major cities underwater, Microsoft postulated in the piece that you could have more reliable streaming, web surfing, and gameplay. It's another really cool component of this.
Definitely, those are things we notice as consumers, when we can stream faster and have more things going at one time. That's certainly something that catches our eye. Well, much more on this and the 2-year test that Microsoft ran here, Dallin, can be found on Tech Republic. We appreciate all of you guys watching.